everyone. Welcome to the 8th episode of the Knitting Spring podcast. My name is Tonya. I'll be your host, and I just want to thank all new and returning viewers, especially returning viewers, to come back every week or every episode to spend some time with me and check me out. And I hope if you're new that you keep joining back. I really enjoy this. I can't believe this is 8 and I'm getting close to 10, and this is actually getting a little easier to do as I move along. I don't feel as nervous and discombobulated kind of when I sit down or can't think of what I want to say. So first things first, you can find me as Cheeky Monkey on Ravelry. You can find me as Cheeky Monkey 1 on Instagram. And all the show notes are at knittingspring.com. Okay, so I have a finished object this week. I am so excited about this one. Okay, so let me show you. It's not blocked or knocking things over, getting this, it's big. This is my For the Love of Gradient shawl. And you can see it's really, really big. I haven't even blocked it yet, and I still have some ends to weave in, and I really have enjoyed knitting this. I said this as I've been knitting it, but this has been a wonderful knit, absolutely wonderful. Relaxing, but enjoyable. So my favorite part is the eyelet section. I love the eyelet section, and I really love it in the gray. I said this last week, it looks like chainmail, and I think once this, I don't know if I can stretch it out, but I'll show it when it's blocked. When it stretches out, it's going to look really nice. Usually when I block a shawl, I will aggressively block it, like stretch it out as far as I can, but I don't think I'm going to stretch this out as aggressively as I can, as I normally do. But it doesn't matter because this is super long, and I think I really want this to be dry. I leave for my brother's on Friday, so I really want to be able to wear this on the plane, even though it's probably going to be like 60 degrees on Friday. But you can see, you can wrap it around. Well, this isn't like the best wrap, but you can see you can really wrap this around and get a nice warm, like you can wear it like a scarf with the ends, and it's going to be snugly warm when it gets cold out, let me tell you. And it's super soft and squishy. I knitted this out of Malabriga Machita, which is the gray. It's the pearl colorway. And then all of this gradient is Knit Circus Wild Rose. And you can see how beautifully that gradiates. And the big hot pink, and I even got I was running out of the hot pink, and I'd torn out some of this like lighter pink. But the way where I got it out of, like broke the skein of yarn, you can see that I even got a little bit of gradient on the end here, which I thought was really nice. I really liked that. I liked that it looked like it was going back the other way. I don't know if you can see that, but you can see it a little bit. But you can really see it in person, and I love it. And it is absolutely beautiful. This thing is just going to block out like crazy, and I'm doing that tonight when I finish podcasting. But I didn't want to get this wet and show it to you. The pattern is For the Love of Rainbows by Mina Phillips, and I use US 6 4.0 millimeters to knit this, and I couldn't be happier. Honestly, I can't wait to block this, and it is just, look how much it stretches. It's incredible. Okay. What's on my needles? So I got that off. So I only have 2 things on the needles, but I shipped a bunch of stuff to my brother's house. I shipped knee socks I'd like to make for him, and I shipped my project bag with the woolen vineyards to make the ribby sweater. ahead of time, along with some other Christmas gifts that I didn't want to have to worry about fitting into my suitcase. So this first project are just a pair of vanilla socks. I showed these last week, and I did rip them out, and I did recast it on to, last week I had them on US size 1 millimeter, US size 1 2.25 millimeter needles, and the density didn't feel dense enough to me for socks, but I went down to zeros, which is 2 millimeter needles, and these are both 2.0 millimeter needles. One's a Chow one's an Addy sock rocket. I just like having the different cords when I use two circulars. That way I can always know where I am in the round. It just helps me. And these are giving me the same gauge. I checked front and back, and I am getting 10 stitches per inch. So since I went down to a US 1 needle, a US 0 needle, I had to refigure out how many stitches I was going to make this sock, because typically on ones I knit 64 inches, and that works out fine. But I measured the circumference of my foot, and I'm not really that worried about the length that much because I can measure as I go. But I was worried about the circumference because I was getting 10 stitches per inch. So I did some research. So for sock knitting, I read that 10 stitches per inch is a nice dense gauge, and that you want 10% negative ease in your sock. So I measured the widest part of my foot, which is 9 inches. Take 10% away, that gives me 8 inches I need to make the circumference of my sock. So that means I have to go up to 80 stitches. Now I'm thinking that's what's giving me this sort of back square toe that I got from the Turkish cast on, or I didn't cast on enough stitches. So I'm okay with it now. I really don't want to rip out again. Unless this just doesn't fit, then I'll go back. But this is a little much more of a squarer toe than I typically like. Usually I did use this round toe seamless pattern, but I still got this sort of like, I guess more like trapezoidal toe, and it won't matter once the sock is on, but I just kind of like the idea of having that round top. But you can see I just got a little bit to go on this first sock, and I am using Wool and Vine yarns in the footsie base, and it's called Bite Me. And you can see this is getting the skein's getting a little shaggy looking because I keep taking it in and out of my project bag. And this is in my Studio in the Green sock sack, and it has the purple inside and the little pocket with all my notions, etc. And I can't wait to get a pair of socks for myself. So I'm really excited about these, and I don't know if I'll have these done by the next time I record or not. If it's after the holidays, I'm pretty sure I'll have a pair of socks to show you, but if it's in a week or two, I'm not sure. So, and I just started those. I recast those on again yesterday. And I finished my gradient shawl yesterday, so I was pretty busy yesterday. My second project on the needles is my jellyfish sweater. And I've made a lot of progress in the last week on this. This is the Iridium sweater by Lisa Much. I'm using Kilimanjaro, the base is Kilimanjaro Deep Sea Jellyfish by Miss Babs. And I am knitting this on US 4 3.5 millimeter needles. And pretty much the entire pattern calls for just US size 4. And I'm thinking because the garter stitch area is so stretchy, usually you go down a needle size for any sort of ribbing or decorative edging or something like that. But this pattern didn't call for that. So we'll see how this works out. And then you can see, let's see, I can show you where I got to. So I took this with me on Saturday when I was out knitting. So there's the stitch marker, progress keeper. That's about where I started on Saturday. So that's how much I got done on Saturday. I got a little bit done. Not as much as I'd like, but I'm pretty happy. And I did start the waist shaping. So I did get to start doing the waist shaping. And then you can see the front has the garter stitch pattern. It's really hard to see in this yarn, and it's folding up on itself, but let me see if you can see this. You can see like that ridge of garter stitch there in the middle. And I'm going to put this on tonight. I'm going to put this on waste yarn and try it on again, because the pattern calls for fingering weight yarn, but the Kilimanjaro is more like a heavy lace weight, light fingering. So this one, I wouldn't normally try a sweater on as much as I am. This will be my, I'd say third time trying it on. Usually once I get past the arms and I know the arms fit well, I'm usually good to go, just to go straight down. But I am doing a little bit of waist shaping in this, and I got some feedback on Saturday. Everybody said I should do that, and I'm excited to do that. And this is just absolutely magnificent. Clashes a little bit with what I'm wearing today, but that's all right. And that is it for my needles at the moment. Like I said, I have a couple of projects coming up that I like to work on over Christmas, but I want to get this sweater, this Lisa Much sweater, off my needles. I'd like to have it off by Christmas. I don't know if that's doable, but I do have a plane trip coming up, and I'm off after Friday afternoon. I'm off. I'm flying to my brother's, and I hopefully will have a lot of plane. Not that much. The plane from New York to Pittsburgh is only 50 minutes. I spend more time waiting in the airport, honestly, than I do in the airplane, but that's fine. So I'll have a bunch of knitting time in the airport and some podcasts to listen to and relax, and I am so looking forward to Friday, let me tell you. Nobody at work wants to hear that, though, yet. So, anyways, moving on. I do have a bit of stash enhancement. So, on Saturday, Kristen from the Yarngasm podcast had her chunk show, and several of us got together. Carlene from Made with Carlene Energy podcast was there. Jenny from the Tiny Paper Foxes podcast was there, and Kristen, of course, was there, and then I was there, and then Denise stopped by. Hi, Denise, and a few other friends. Michael stopped by, and we had a really lovely afternoon. We just spent the afternoon chatting and knitting and talking to Michelle and Allison from Gauge Intention, and people were coming in and out, and it was such a relaxing afternoon, and nothing's better than sitting around or knitting and chatting. I mean, it was just so much fun, and I had a blast. I had an absolute blast, but we know I didn't come away empty-handed. So, first thing I'm going to show you is this cotton yarn, and it's called Moo Cotton, and it says it's a worsted to chunky weight yarn. And that's about right. It's pretty nice thickness on this. And it is 12.5 grams, 285 yards, and it's 20% milk fiber and 80% cotton. It's really interesting. It's super soft. And I got this because I haven't shown them, but over the past year for everybody's birthday this year, my family, they got washcloths from me. So I tried Knit Picks, which I really liked. I really liked their cotton a lot. It really made nice washcloths. And I tried their Cotton, and then their just regular cotton base. And I liked both of them. I really enjoyed. They've held up well. They're soft, but feel nice on your skin. They do the job, and they're holding up nicely. So I really enjoy just having some cotton in a bag with some needles, just to, if I have nothing else to take with me on the go, like if a sweater's too big or I'm in between socks or something, I always just keep some cotton balls in a little project bag with some needles, and I typically knit my washcloths, even though this says an 8, I typically knit mine on a 5. I just like the denseness I get from it. I want it to be drapey for a washcloth, but not so, I don't want it to be lacy. So I'm a loose knitter, so US 5s work out the best for me. I get the best result out of that, and it's a washcloth, so you don't have to worry about fitting. So I just like how it looks, and I just alternate garter and stockinette pattern, and I got that pattern out of the Dishcloth Diva pattern book, and you can find that on Ravelry. And she has like 12 or 15 other dishcloth patterns or washcloth patterns in there if you like to toy around with knitting washcloths. But I really like this. It's super soft, and I've never seen milk fiber before as a base, so that'll be interesting. And then I'm leaving Wool and Vine for last, just so you know. This is my Gilmore Girls October Sock Club skein, and this one, oh, the tag fell off. I don't know where that was. Anyways, it's the Will and Grace sock. I can't remember the color, but it was the October sock base, and I think these blues are amazing. And her sock yarn is really soft, but I really love these blues. I was really excited when I saw this, and it has some gray in there and navy. Very nice. And then I did get some Wool and Vine yarn, and I was good. I was really good. I really held back, which I can't believe it, because she had a lot of beautiful colorways there. So the first one I got, I really wanted one of her Christmas colorways, and this is on her Blitz base. Deck the Halls. It's 75 superwash merino, 20% nylon, 5% stellina, 438 yards at 100 grams. And I picked the Blitz just because I thought it matched sort of the Christmas idea, the sparkly on the Christmas tree, and I really love this sort of subtle colorway that she came up with. I think it's just absolutely stunning. And then I got a skein of fairy hair on her Volca base. And I think I have another, yes, I do. I have another skein of fairy hair on Volca. And I think I got that in September. And this is 80% superwash merino, 10% cashmere, 10% nylon, 435 yards at 100 grams. And this is, I just love fairy hair. So pretty. And then the last one I got is, I don't have this at all, and I've been seeing this. This is her Black Pearl colorway, and it is also on the Volca base. But, oh, it's coming off more gray blue on screen, but it is really this muted gray with this and it is a blue gray in there, but so you can see the contrast better on screen. It's much more subtle shades of color in person, but it is just magnificent, and it really does look like a black pearl. It's fantastic. It catches that iridescent quality that a black pearl has. Beautiful. And that is it for my acquisitions this week. Not too bad. Not too bad. And I think I said this last time, I signed up for Molly's Harry Potter Sock Club. I am so excited. I can't wait for that to get here, but that's another month. So in a way I can wait, because I really want to enjoy the Christmas holidays. You don't want to rush any vacation time, but you're excited to get stuff. The last thing on my list I want to talk about is the Knitalong that I am hosting at Knitting Spring podcast group on Ravelry. All of the rules or requirements, which are minimal. I really want this to be fun and relaxing. This segment of the Knitalong is use a Wool and Vine yarn and make anything you want. Be fair. Don't make like a little tiny acorn, that uses like 10 grams. Be considerate of other people. Somebody makes something bigger, a pair of socks, mittens, a hat. You don't have to go crazy and make a sweater like I am. And you don't have to knit everything that you're working on now out of wool and vine yarns. As long as you have a project that's finished by the end of February, that's it. And whips are allowed. I just want everybody to have fun, enjoy. I know the holidays are up and everybody's busy, so that's why it's going to the end of February, because I know it's hard. I just happen to have my knitting finished, and I got lucky this year. I really did. So come over, join me, and knit up some of Kristen's beautiful yarn. And after the holidays, I will announce what the next yarn will be, the Indie Dyer yarn will be. That way, if you want to keep doing this, you'll have time to either search through your stash or buy new yarn, or, just get yourself organized for what you want to do in the next knit-along. And then the only thing I have coming up for excursions, knitting related, is the Vogue Knitting Live event in Manhattan. It is January 15th through the 17th, and I plan on being there that Saturday. I'm going over. I wasn't planning on going, but a bunch of us here in New York are going over there, and I'd like to meet up with them and see them. And if you're a viewer, I would love to see you. I know someone contacted me about Vogue Knitting Live, and yes, I would love to meet you. I will write you back. I have just been busy trying to get ready to go on vacation, but I'm going to check that, and we will make arrangements, and I will let you know closer to the event where I'll be and what time you can find me. Okay? So as I've said, I am going to try to podcast while I'm at my brother's for Christmas. I leave this Friday, the 18th, and I'm going to be there through the 3rd of January, and I can't wait. One of my favorite meals of the year is coming up. It's Christmas Eve. I think I like Christmas Eve more than I like Christmas Day. There's something really magical about it. It really reminds me of my mom and all kinds of things and good times, and so I can't wait to get there. And my niece and nephew can't wait for me to get there. My brother and sister-in-law can't wait for me to get there, and I can't wait to get there. It's so relaxing for me. I really enjoy being with my family and spending time with them, and we have a blast. We play games, we cook, we watch movies, and I do arts and crafts with my niece, and so much fun. We go visit relatives and friends and stay at home some days and relax and just spend time with each other and catch up, and a little bit of shopping. I don't know if I'll be doing yarn shopping, but my sister-in-law and I usually like to go out for a day and hit the shops and see what's new, see what's going on, see if there's any sales. And I think I got this dress last year at Christmas time from Banana Republic outlet. So you can always find good stuff this time of year if you sometimes they even have sales before the holidays just to get, by the time I get there, it's getting close to Christmas, and people want to clear out and get ready for the new year or whatever. So I think that's it for me this week. I know it's a short one. Again, work has been really busy. We had 3 client meetings last week. I have 2 things to get out before I leave on Friday this week. And I'm trying to cook through all of my blue apron stuff that came last week. So I'm going to be busy cooking and cleaning out my refrigerator and doing work stuff and packing. So hopefully I'd like to start collecting my stuff to start packing tomorrow night, just to start throwing, even though it's not organized, just throw things in a bag or suitcase as I'm thinking about it. And so hopefully I'll see you guys soon. If I don't podcast before Christmas, Merry Christmas to those of you who celebrate. Happy holidays to those who don't. And I'm hoping I'll see you before the New Year, so I'm not going to say Happy New Year. And anyone who celebrated Hanukkah, Happy Hanukkah. I know last night was your last night for Hanukkah, so I hope you had a wonderful holiday. And best wishes to you all, and happy knitting, and see you soon, hopefully from Pennsylvania. Bye-bye.